Hello, today I'm going to be talking about the cases for the Camera X6. First up, a general update. I got a new batch of PCBs back for both the modules and the main camera X, and everything's pretty good. Not perfect. I'm going to have to do some updates on various module circuit boards, but so far I haven't found any issues with the main Camera X6 PCB, so I'm really happy with this version. So here it is. The current circuit board still has the 4 module ports. It's got a USB port down on the bottom. It's got a switch to change between battery and USB power. And then it's got 8 ports here for camera and flash, and 1 aux port here for like major, really complex kinds of additions. I haven't really figured out where I'm going to use the aux port yet, but I put it in there because there'll probably be a use case where we want, 40 pins. This has got 48 different pins on it. So if you need to get a lot of I/O to some really big add-on for the Camera X, we've got a port to do it now. And then on the front, with this lighting, I think it's going to be hard to see, but you can see that, it's really easy to see in person, but there's this LED now that's basically telling you that it's connecting to Wi-Fi, and then pretty soon it's going to start blinking green, which means it's found it, but nobody's connected to the device yet. So that's how this works. And then all of the camera ports also have LEDs, and the way the LED lighting works is I'm using light pipes with this version to sort of help get the light from the PCB out to the case, and I'm really happy with that. Oh, one other change on this version is that the camera LEDs all have both an orange LED a green LED and a red LED. So they both go to the same light pipe, but what that allows is you'll now know whether you're triggering the focus pin or the shutter pin or both of the pins now for all of the camera and flash ports, which in my testing has been really nice to have all of that. I avoided that in the beginning because it adds a little bit of expense, but I think it's worth it. You can see there's a tripod mount here, and then there's just a battery cover as well. So really happy with how this case has turned out, and the circuit board inside of there. I'm going to be doing some more videos pretty soon about how the Camera X6 is functioning. In addition to that, I've been working on some cases for modules. So this is an IR beam detect module, and so you've got this is where the cable that goes to the Camera X would go, and then in the front is where the detector. And the reason it's sort of designed like this is I can reuse this case for many of the different modules. I'd be able to use it for this module, which is the vibration module. It'll work fine with the sound module. It'll also work with the IR emit module, which is a partner for this one that I showed you. So it comes out of here and goes into there. I have a USB port on here, but it'll actually be changing to the same RJ45 port that the other modules use, because I realized that there was an issue with how I designed this, so I'm going to just change it to be more like the other ones. I could add a faceplate, so I don't want to do a separate mold for every one of the modules, but I might add a faceplate that'll be laser cut and specific for each module. I haven't really decided whether I'm going to do that. I don't really think it's necessary, but I don't know. That's something people can leave feedback on if you really think it needs a module. But I mean, the nice thing about this is it really protects it. You're not going to, you can handle this without sort of worrying about things, which is sort of what I wanted to accomplish. And oh yeah, it's got a little tripod mount threads down on the bottom, so you can connect it to a tripod if you want. So it has the tripod mount, it has sort of protection. It's not going to be waterproof. No matter what I do, these modules aren't going to be waterproof. I think if you want them waterproof, you're going to want to like put a bag around it or something. But I'm interested to hear what people sort of think about this design. There are some modules like the dev module where I think I would just use the bottom half, because on this one there's a little button here and you're not going to want to, and you're going to be connecting potentially other different sensors and things. So I thought for this one, just the bottom half would be useful. And I designed the module so that, or the case, so you can use just the bottom half or just the top half. So you can pop off the top half if you want on any of these and just use them like this. I actually was initially planning to just do it like this, but then I was like, well, with a little more effort and one more mold, I can add a top portion, which I think people will appreciate. I mean, all of the circuit boards are just prototypes. I'll probably have maybe a white solder mask instead of the green one here when I do the final version. Oh, and then I'll just go through the other modules. So this is the valve module, and the idea here is this plugs into the camera racks on this side. You plug in power here, and then here you can plug in up to 4 different valves and do water droplets. I do plan to put a top piece on here, but that'll be how this case works. It'll be just laser cut pieces to keep the cost down on making my cases. Let's see, here's a light module. This one's kind of unique. Pretty happy with how this is working. I haven't designed the case for it, but this is going to be 2 pieces of laser cut acrylic as well. Or actually probably 3. I'll need 1 in the front, but it'll just kind of be a sandwiched design. And then here's the projectile module. So this one, I think will just be 1 piece of acrylic, and I'll screw it on like this. I do think on the final design, I'm going to put all these surface mount parts on the bottom, and it'll just be these IR emitters and IR detectors that are going to be on the top portion of the circuit board. And, you know, make it black or something to match, or white, whichever color I decide to go with for the acrylic. And I think that'll look good, and it'll keep the cost down again. For this sensor, since a bullet's just flying over it, you know, it doesn't need a really robust splash-proof case, and it would be really hard to design one. So anyways, those are my thoughts on the cases that I'm working on for the Camera X6. I'd be really interested in feedback from you folks, and if you've got ideas or think I should improve certain things, or even if you just like my design, I'd really appreciate hearing from you. So thanks for watching.